After posting the last video update called Turning Problems into Opportunities, there was a little discussion that went on over on Patreon afterwards, and out of it's come quite a good idea, I think, for going forward with this ministry over the next few months at the very least. And it's not really a new idea, but the idea is that we're going to relaunch 2-minute testimonies. Now, in truth, 2-minute testimonies have never really gone away. The possibility's always been there. The door's always been open for people to send in your 2-minute testimonies. But I think the steam kind of went out of them back there. The momentum went out of them. People stopped sending them in. And I think over time, we just kind of forgot that this was even a thing that we were doing on this channel. I know they certainly haven't figured in my mind for the past 2 or 3 years at the very least. But because I'm currently incapacitated, because I can't make videos as readily or as easily as I would like, now's a great opportunity for me to kind of throw open the floor and just to remind people and relaunch this and say that if you have something that you would want to share on this channel, if God's been doing something in your life, if you've recently been saved perhaps, then now's a great opportunity for you to come on and inspire and encourage people around the world through this channel and to tell your story. Now, if you're new to the Fuel Project then, and you don't really know what I'm talking about here, and you don't know what 2-minute testimonies are, it was essentially inspired by a bit of a craze that was happening maybe 10 years ago in Christian circles. I can't remember exactly when this was happening, but if you went to a Christian event or a Christian conference, maybe something like 10 years ago, you probably came across something called cardboard testimonies. Now, the idea behind cardboard testimonies is that people were given a piece of cardboard and a pen, and on one side they'd be asked to write who they were before Jesus, and then on the other side they'd be asked to write who they'd become after Jesus. Or alternatively, they could write about some kind of difficulty or trial that they'd been going through, how God had intervened, and how their life now looked different going forward. And they had to do this with just one word or with just one phrase. It had to fit on that one side of the cardboard. And this was just a very concise and succinct way of encouraging people in that room, of inspiring them, of reminding them that God was moving in the world still, and of telling what the Lord was doing in their life. Now, as I watched these, I remember thinking to myself, well, if it's possible to tell our story, or at least a part of our story, in just 2 words or in 2 phrases on one piece of cardboard, then it's got to be possible to tell our story, or again, just a part of our story, in just 2 minutes as well on video. And hence, so was born 2-minute testimonies. Now, in truth, a lot of the stories actually ran to 3 minutes. They went a bit above the limit, and that's completely okay. It doesn't matter if it goes above 2 minutes. But the idea was just to make it as concise and succinct as possible. I would say that 3 minutes is the absolute maximum that we're looking for here. I just call it 2-minute testimonies because it sounds catchier than 3-minute testimonies, essentially. But you are allowed to make it a little bit more. 2.5 or 3 minutes at the absolute most is absolutely fine. Now, if you want to submit one, but you're not really sure how to go about this, then again, it's kind of based on cardboard testimonies, so you just have to keep those in mind. Start off by saying who you were before Jesus, how Jesus saved you, and then how your life now looks different after Jesus. Or alternatively, you can talk about some kind of difficulty or trial that you've been going through recently, talk about how God intervened and rescued you from that situation, how he saved you from that problem, and then talk about how your life now looks different afterwards. Very concise, very succinct. I keep using those words, but the idea is just to really distill it down and turn it into a bite-sized thing that people can consume very easily, very readily as they go about their lives, and it just gives them a boost of encouragement, and it just reminds them of how the Lord is still moving in the world today. Now, if nobody wants to send in one, that's completely okay. There's absolutely no compunction to do this, but I just thought now would be a great opportunity to essentially throw open the floor and to remind people that this is a thing that we do on this channel, and to relaunch this and say that because I currently can't make videos as easily as I'd want, because I'm currently a bit incapacitated in terms of what I can do, now's a great opportunity to kind of throw it open to you guys and say, if you have a story, if the Lord's been working in your life right now, this is something that we do on this channel, and you can send in your story and help inspire and encourage people around the world.